I think that evolution is real or it's not.
You'll be glad to know that I showered today.
Thought I would make my fortune by killing the Loch Ness Monster.
Who's to say that we're not just both texting each other about bondage?
You two can see how busted I look up close.
Okay, we're ready to go.
People complain that our culture is too politically correct, but I don't believe that anything is being censored as much as these people want to believe because Game of Thrones is so popular. Game of Thrones is a multimedia phenomenon viewed by millions of people, and it's not incest-free. Imagine if in Star Wars, Luke and Leia kissed, as they canonically do, and then they find out their parents are the same because they're twins. But then George Lucas just ran with that as a romantic subplot, even though everyone knows that they're siblings. Now imagine that Star Wars is still the same level of popular that Star Wars is now. And the worst part, in my opinion, is that this massive cultural taboo of incest is being used on Game of Thrones as an expository thing. It's just to get the viewer up to speed on the plot. It's not even that important. I've never seen Game of Thrones, so a lot of this is extrapolating, but I feel pretty confident in my claim. I used to have asthma when I was a kid, but I didn't know until I went to the doctor when I was 14, and she said to me, "Hey, how's your asthma?" And I said, "Pretty good, I guess. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, so clearly I've been doing something right." I think sexting is fun because I always assume that the other party is masturbating. But I'm always doing something else. Like, I'll be texting about something real nasty, but like eating cashews. And there's really no reason for me to assume that whoever I'm talking to isn't also doing something else. Who's to say that they're not also eating cashews? Who's to say that we're not just both texting each other about bondage, separately eating cashews, pretending we're not? I was a mathlete in high school, but I had to quit because I started having sex. I like having sex on a mattress with no frame because anything can happen. When you have sex on a mattress with no frame, there are no rules. And I want to stress that I'm talking about a mattress on the floor. There's no box spring. There's no middleman. The mattress is on the floor. I think that in a situation like that, what I like so much about having sex on a mattress with no frame is that any expectations can be very easily surpassed. That said, I don't like it when people try to explain the stains on their mattress. I would rather my attention not be drawn to them at all. I also don't love that one corner of the fitted sheet is slipping off at all times. It's not always the same corner, and it's never two at the same time, but one corner is never all the way on. I'm very fascinated also by the incredibly complex clothing storage system that some of these people have, because there's always 4 laundry baskets and no drawers. I knew a boy in high school who was possibly the smelliest person, period. I had a class with him, and we all tried to sit as far away from him as possible, and the teacher would surreptitiously spray Febreze in his direction, but he never got a hint. He always looked kind of unshowered, but never enough to really prepare you for the smell. So one day I was walking into my French class at the end of the day with tears streaming down my face. And this teacher had known me for a long time. She'd been my teacher for years, so she immediately was like, "Oh my gosh, what's wrong? Did something happen? Do you need to go talk to someone? Is everything okay?" And I had to say to her, this isn't an emotional response. That kid raised his hand and I walked past him, and these tears came out of nowhere, and now I can't stop crying. That's it for me. Thank you so much.
Now I'm really done.